Jeep Grand Cherokee, a name that instantly brings to mind pictures of a premium SUV that braves along the worst of off road environments without breaking a sweat. A luxury SUV that can make even a novice feel like an off road boss.
But when you look at the real world usage of luxury SUVs, especially in the Indian market, very few people end up taking their luxury SUVs on an off-road trail. So all of these luxury SUVs end up spending most of their lifetime on the road. And that means what is the most important point or requirement for the customer? That's the cabin comfort and the premium appeal. And that is where the challenge lies for the new Jeep Grand Cherokee, because this goes up directly against some of the best German luxury SUVs. So has the new Grand Cherokee got enough firepower to take on the Germans or not? Let's find out over the next few minutes. Now before we go ahead and tell you everything that you need to know about the Grand Cherokee, please hit that subscribe button and also click on that little bell icon so that you can stay updated with all our forthcoming videos. And if you do end up liking this video, please like it and share it as well. Now for any luxury SUV, it is very important to look the part. The SUV needs to have a nice dynamic look. It should also look expensive and elegant at the same time. The Jeep Grand Cherokee definitely does that. It's got the size, the physical footprint of the vehicle is large, so it does have a very solid road stance. It looks massive. It's got these massive 20-inch wheels. So yes, it has all of that macho elements that you would want in a boxy old school SUV. The only slight issue with the design is that the Meridian came in India earlier, and the Meridian has a Grand Cherokee inspired design. So it doesn't look very different, and that's the reason why a lot of people might relate this design to that of the Meridian. So we ourselves, during our testing, we got comments from people asking if this is the Meridian or if this is a bigger variant of the Meridian, because in India people have seen the Meridian first, and this doesn't really stand out from the Meridian in terms of design unless you look at it closely. So yes, I mean, it's a good design undoubtedly, but just that it's about the timing of the Meridian being launched first. But otherwise, yes, it's good looking, a solid looking SUV. Now let's talk about the most important part in this entire video, and that's the cabin of the Grand Cherokee, because this is where the big change has taken place, and this is where the Grand Cherokee needs to really beat its German rivals. Now when you look at the overall cabin layout, it definitely looks like a premium SUV. Also, the best I have seen in a Jeep so far. So from Jeep standards, definitely this is the best cabin you can get. So I mean, full marks to the engineers, the designers, for creating this cabin, which looks plush and premium. The layout is nice. The material quality used everywhere in the cabin, again, that is also premium, and the build quality is nice. The panel gaps are consistent, so it definitely is right up there with the luxury SUVs that it competes with. It also gets a very nice and convenient to use infotainment touchscreen here with good resolution, a slick user interface, so that is good. The digital instrument cluster again is good, gives you lots of information, very easy readouts, and it also now comes with a screen for the co-passenger. So the co-passenger can operate a lot of functions without really bothering the driver again and again. And another good thing about the screen is that it has been designed in a way that it is not visible to the driver. The display is not clearly visible to the driver, so it does not serve as a distraction. In terms of features also, the Grand Cherokee has a very impressive list. It comes with the wireless charging. It's got a lot of charging sockets, both for USB and Type-C. It's got an HDMI cable. It's got this big panoramic sunroof, which opens, by the way. And beyond that, climate control, like I said, the screen for the co-passengers. It's got ventilated seats, heated seats. It's got a heating function for the steering. I'm not sure that will come in handy in many parts of India, but yeah, I mean, it's a feature you do have in the Grand Cherokee. The sound system also is pretty impressive. It comes with an Alpine audio system, and the output and the quality is quite nice. So for all you audiophiles out there, this is another department that the Grand Cherokee has well covered. So that was about the features. Quite an impressive list, but in terms of usability, in terms of practicality, also the cabin scores well. Lots of storage spaces all around, and beyond that, even the seats themselves are quite comfortable. So yes, a good cabin as far as the front two occupants are concerned. As far as the middle row is concerned, well, again, it's a long vehicle. It's got a long wheelbase, so that of course helps because you get a good amount of leg room. And as you can see right now, with my height of 5 feet 8 inches and the driving seat positioned as per my preference, I've got a good amount of leg room, knee room, head room. The seat backrest angle is quite nice, so it's quite a comfortable seat to be in. Even the under thigh support is nice and decent. So yeah, I mean, it's a comfortable second row that the Grand Cherokee has. In terms of boot space, also a big, massive boot space that you get. So it's a very great vehicle to go in for your long road trip and for your weekend holidays. All of that is nice. It's just that when you compare it to the German luxury SUVs, it just misses out that last level of finesse and detail that the German luxury SUVs have. It feels premium, feels expensive. It's just that it's maybe a little behind the German luxury SUVs, but nonetheless, a great experience in the cabin. And now about the driving performance. Well, in India, this vehicle is available only with a 2-liter petrol engine, and with this 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine, you get about 270 horsepower of power. Now, on paper, that might sound adequate, and in the real world, it is actually adequate. The SUV is able to move around with a lot of ease, at least at slow and medium speeds. And the automatic gearbox also has been paired very well to the engine. And as a result of this pairing, although the engine is not very powerful, it does manage to offer a good performance. The gearbox does a lot of masking for the lag, the turbo lag, and also for the time that the engine takes to build enough boost to propel all of this mass and weight. Like I said, low speed, medium speeds, not a problem at all. The gearbox works well. The vehicle accelerates again at a fair pace. It's only when you want to drive the Grand Cherokee quick, well, that's where you start feeling the strain on the engine. And the engine also becomes quite vocal, and not in a very good way. So it's not like one of those petrol engines that you want to listen to. It's got none of those oral qualities. So yes, I mean, as long as you're driving it in the automatic mode, I mean, I don't see any reason why you would take control of these paddle shifters here, because the engine doesn't really offer that kind of grunt. So as long as you're in the automatic mode and let the gearbox and the computer do their job, I think the Grand Cherokee is pretty much a smooth operator, but it's not exciting or very quick to drive. Same is the experience in terms of ride handling also. Ride quality, again, not a problem at all. I think the ride quality is quite sorted. It goes over potholes and speed breakers with ease. There's some bit of it that is transferred, but again, it's managed well. The suspension does not make any sound, so that is again one good thing about the Grand Cherokee. It's got a very silent suspension that adds to the overall premium atmosphere inside the cabin. But when it comes to handling, again, stability is not a problem. Straight line stability is good at triple digit speeds. Braking is good. Well, the steering feels it's quite weighted, but doesn't offer much of feedback. And I think it could have been a bit lighter for a luxury SUV. I would have preferred it to be a little bit lighter. So that, and when you again add to it the fact that when you're going around corners at a fast speed, there is some amount of body roll, but still the Grand Cherokee does manage to go through corners fast. It will come to a quick stop. The problem with this entire package is it doesn't feel engaging to drive. Now that is something that the German SUVs are very good at, especially if you look at, for example, the BMWs. Now they are very engaging to drive. The Grand Cherokee doesn't feel very engaging to drive. It's not a vehicle that you would really enjoy driving or you would look forward to driving. Yeah, it's effortless, it's refined, it's smooth, it does all of that. It's just not fun to drive. That fun factor is missing. But beyond that, it's got everything covered. As far as fuel efficiency goes, well, the way we've been driving it, and it's a testing cycle, so of course we use the throttle very generously, which otherwise a regular consumer wouldn't. We've been getting about 6 to 6.5 kilometers to a liter, which is fairly okay. You can expect about 8, I would say, in a regular driving cycle, which is fine for this kind of vehicle. Alright, so now that we've discussed everything about the Grand Cherokee, time to answer the big question. Should you be buying this instead of the German luxury SUVs or not? Well, I personally think the Grand Cherokee is a very good alternative, especially if you think German luxury SUVs are a bit too common in your friend circle and you want to stand out, make a different style statement. The Grand Cherokee does that very well. It definitely stands out in terms of making a style statement, and when you compare it to its rivals, it definitely offers you a very good cabin experience, comfortable, spacious, good set of features. Where it does miss out a bit is the driving engagement part. So it is not that engaging to drive as some of its rivals, and it's not like a fun to drive SUV. But beyond that, like I said, it offers a lot of things in a very good way. And now when you look at the price, which you can see at the screen right now, at this price, well, the Grand Cherokee is priced very close to its key German rivals. It's not as if the Grand Cherokee is offering you a big price cut or something. So at this price, what really works for the Grand Cherokee, or what makes it different from the German luxury SUVs, is the fact that this comes with Jeep's proven off-road capabilities. Now, unfortunately, we have not been able to test the off-road capabilities today due to the limited time that we have with the vehicle, but we will do that soon. But it's a Jeep, and I have driven many Jeep SUVs over the years, and I've driven the older Grand Cherokee as well. So I'm pretty sure that this can handle the off-road stuff very well. It comes with a lot of hardware and software to help you go over the bad surfaces in a very easy manner. So this is what really makes the Grand Cherokee different from its German rivals. If you want a luxury SUV that offers good luxury, is refined and smooth to drive, but at the same time can handle the really torturous off-road stuff, well, that is what a Grand Cherokee can do, not many of its rivals. And if that is what you want, along with a different style statement, I think the Grand Cherokee is a pretty good pick.